All right, hello everyone. So let's take a look at the market. Now, this is gold. Now, with gold, remember Monday was a swing day. So that's your swing day there. Yesterday, retracement. Now, the next swing day is later on. So I'm in a bit of a dilemma here, right? Because we're right on the PST here. And on the weekly, we're on a good, but we bounced off a good buy kiss. So it's a bit of a dilemma, but at the end of the day, what I'm going to do, what I have done, decided on anyway, is first of all to take this as an impulse wave. And if I take this point as the point of breakdown, the market's done the 37.5, which is what I look for. And then the 37.5 retracement to the upside was done in the opening here. And then we had a trading hour here, which I posted ages ago. And then the market kind of like, around here now, okay? Now, as you can see, the stop losses are really, really tight, okay? And the reason is because it's a tricky situation, so I don't want to take a big risk, okay? But if the market comes back down into the daily pivot, which is down here, I'll be covered already. And if it breaks below, okay, and if it keeps pushing down and we go below the 55, which is 2,670, which is here, okay, if we go below that, because this is already done and it's bounced off. You see how tricky this is? It's a bit tricky, all right? If it breaks below this, then we've got, possibility of going further down, all right? Now, I've posted the other trading hours. Now, this is also a critical one. So this is why I'm keeping the stop loss tight. And also, if I want to add the other days, the other hours, sorry. So we're going to have 11 o'clock, which is going to be 10 o'clock here. Okay, which is that 10 o'clock there. And then we're going to have a 2:45, which is 13:45 on the platform. Now, we've got news coming up today. Okay, so I showed you the news in the beginning of the week. So you need to understand we've got news coming up. Now, this 2:45 is your pre-news setup. Okay, this is the pre-news setup. So what you have to do, let's sign in. Okay. The news is coming out at 4:30. Now, once this, and so the 2:45 is your pre-news setup. Once the news comes out, this is going to go until 5 o'clock, at least. Okay. And then we should have that should be kind of like a limit. All right. So 5 o'clock is going to be 4 o'clock my time. So once that happens, the market should hit a limit at 4 o'clock. And that's going to be a place where we need to reevaluate. Are we going to be, reversing or we're pushing up? Okay. Because the market can keep going as well. So this 4 o'clock, my time, requires attention. All right. So be mindful, be careful. It requires attention. To see whether we want to, push in a certain direction. The target, once we find direction, should be 10 past 9, which should be 10 past 8 my time, which we need to look out for. All right, so 8:15, let's say, on the platform. And it should stick around there. Right, it should stick around there. And possibly keep going until 9:30 on the platform, because I've got 10:30, yep. So that's going to be 9:30, and possibly it should be ripe enough, and it should be ripe for a reversal at 11:15, which is pretty much closing, and that's going to be 10:15 on the platform, which is going to be there. All right. So yeah, that's basically what we looking at here, okay? And that's how it is. So if you're going to trade the news, obviously be mindful. Now, normally what we should be doing is having the stop loss above the 37.5, okay? Because that's kind of like where they sold off. But because the hour is here, I've kept it here. What I'm going to do is, because we've got hours here as well. Remember, when we're trading, we're using hours too. So you can measure the direction of the trade, whether it's going to continue in a certain direction or not. What you can do is, keep an eye on it with respect to time. And if it starts to break out here, you've got to get out. Okay, so that's the beauty about trading with time. All right. So once you acquaint yourself to that, then that's a better way to trade. All right. So we'll see how that thing pans out. The important thing here is, if Monday swing day was correct, and if my next swing day is also correct, this pull up retracement of yesterday, so with today we should probably push down, is what I'm thinking. Okay. Also tomorrow we have some powerful aspects which are going to time the market. So Asia is going to be a bit hectic. So until my morning, until like 9:15 my time tomorrow, the market still has room to be hectic. All right. So we might be like having a sharp fall. Okay. If this continues, if that's the case, then we'll go further down. And here we need to be, being on top of our game. This could be like, going further down. Okay. So that's basically it. We could come all the way back into the 2,630s and so on. Okay. Which is there, as you can see, 2,629, 2,621, 12, that zone, okay, is the lower end targeting here, if that's the case, okay. So trading from the trading hours, and if it pushes down, great. If it pushes up, then we should have an up move. Then on a pullback, we can follow that through as well, okay. So we're going to trade, we can do both sides of the deal. Not a problem. We just have to keep an eye out for that move. Let's take a look at the euro dollar. Now with the euro dollar, okay, here we are. As you know, I did say Tuesday, Wednesday. So Tuesday, as you can see, nice move up here. Remember, the swing day was for the euro dollar. Tuesday, Wednesday. So that's your Tuesday. All right. So Monday made a peak. Tuesday we were up. So this Tuesday, Wednesday, we can still push up maybe. Let's take a look on the weekly. As you can see, we've got room to go up into where? The 34. Okay, which is what we talked about, 1.0348. So if you're following it through, 0348. Well, I've marked that in yesterday, and 0348 is from the weekly. All right, so that's what you can follow it towards. All right, once again, yesterday, trading hours, beautiful. This is right after the news, so you can see this was a good place to get in, and then the market just kept pushing into the target zone there. All right, same kind of thing. Here's what we want to do. Once we have a target zone, you see this is an expansion here, the market breaking above the high of the previous day. So any pullback in the news can give us an opportunity to keep pushing up again. All right, not a bad place to get in during trading hours is the daily, the weekly. This zone is okay. Slight gap here, so that if the market does pull back into the high of the previous day, like here, previous that is, okay, so this is yesterday's high, but this is the days before, right? So it's already bounced off from that at the trading hour. So this is, if you know technical analysis, you understand that this is like, very valuable information, because that's the high, it's a breakout, and look where it's coming back. It's coming back for the goodbye kiss right on a trading hour. So saying, well, let's buy it again. All right. So if you're a euro dollar fan, this is how you can push that through, and that's all good. And follow that through. So 0348, I think that was pretty much up here. Let's say 50 for the sake of argument. So you still have a bit of room to go there. All right, so that's how you can follow that through on the weekly, and that's, the way to go. All right, so if you use the swing days, well done, and keep it through. Let's take a look at the SP500 now. With the SP500, I've got here, as you can see, Monday was, I think I had here Tuesday. SP500, yeah, Wednesday, sorry. SP500, NASDAQ, so we've got Wednesday. So today's a swing day for the indices, right? So we've got to think about it. So if that's the swing day, maybe we'll have a high and then the push down. Okay, so we have to be mindful there. See how that pans out. And that's a nice breakout on the daily. Okay, so pushing here, so it could be a breakout day. Good buy kiss at 37, 5833. Okay, 5833 is going to be 5833. Let me just push this back here in there. Okay, which is great because that about covers the gap here as well. So if we find ourselves down somewhere on a new setup, okay, it's fine, because on the new setup, then what you can do is kind of like, go with it. If it's going to go up, it's going to go up. So this was a swing happening here, market coming back down. Yesterday I gave you this zone. All right, yesterday I gave you this zone, and from this zone exactly at the hour, look at that, exactly at the hour we went up again, and so on. So if you're in the game still and you covered your trade, you can keep that happening. If you've taken profit and said, okay, that's it for today, we'll think of tomorrow, that's also fine. So today, if we pull back into the news, if you see that it's settling down somewhere, going up could be the way to go. And then we can, really push that up in that direction because it is a swing day. Okay, if that's the case, then, this breakout should take us into 44. 5880. So then we're going to have to target 5880, which is the weekly pivot. Okay, which is fine. So that is going to be a targeting zone, and it was just a bit shy off from there, as you can see. So yesterday sold off from there. So if we're dipping down, you want to go up, fine. If it breaks above that and then it pulls back into a trading hour, just like with the euro dollar example I showed you, then going up with it is okay into the weekly. All right, which is, like I said, that HCL 15926. On the daily, we've got the 59.5912. So 5912 we can target. $5,926, and that's looking good. Okay, so that's a good zone here, as you can see. All right, so going in that direction is also kind of like exciting, and we can see that happening there. All right, so if the market pushes up, you can push down. All right, and that's basically it. Let's take a look at Dow Jones. So here's Dow Jones. Now with the Dow, we've got a nice breakout on the week, on the daily, and that's fine. Now we're at targets here. So we are at targets, and it could be a swing day. Now with the Dow Jones, what did I say with the Dow Jones? Wednesday or Thursday. With SP500 NASDAQ, it's a Wednesday, all right? So this is if we go up somewhere, we could make a high and then the market could reverse. Now, for this, you could wait until tomorrow. For the indices, you can wait until tomorrow in this case, for one very good reason, simply because we're at the targets. If it does it, then tomorrow can take the turn, because today could make a high and then tomorrow it could do the retracement. And that's also fine. All right, so nothing to worry about there. And if that's the case, then we should sell off again as well, because we've got a sell-off happening here, and then that should continue in that direction if that's the case. So what you can do, you'll have to wait for the news obviously for this one, but if you traded this well, then fine, it's not a problem. You can just go with the flow and make it happen. Okay, and that's basically it for this one. All right, NASDAQ, it's going to be the same kind of scenario. And let's take a look. Okay, NASDAQ, here we are. So you can see this has been tapped in. So we have to be a bit careful. Just have to wait for the news, I think, on this one. Because if it's, I'm expecting also breakage on this one. Okay, so it's already broken down. So this has got room to go. With the news, we could really be heading down. So today being a swing day for the Dow Jones being up there, SP 500 being up there, could like turn around and kind of like push this down. So it's a bit of a tricky zone here. We have to wait for the news and settle for it. Okay, so don't rush this one. It's a little tricky. We're right on a zone where there's support, stops are swept, but on the weekly it's down, so more likely to go down. All right, but with the news we have to wait, because after the news there's going to be an action. Okay, and that should continue, like I said, into the evening and the closing, and tomorrow is going to be a little hectic. So that's that. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. With Bitcoin, now remember, on this one we had a Tuesday swing day, so if you worked on it, you should have gone long on this one. Okay, and I did say we've got room to go into that target 56. Okay, that's 97,919 today. Yesterday was a bit lower. Okay, 56,919, but yesterday this is where it was. Okay, so it's pretty much done, as you can see here. And as at that moment, there's not much else to talk about. So here you have to, because it was a swing day and we've got time for the next swing day, okay, you're going to have to follow this through. Just keep following it through. Maybe we have a bit more room to go up. The gap is closed here. You must have taken profit, or you must have managed the trade. You have to, if you haven't done so by now. Okay, because the gap's closed. Like I said, this could turn into a shoulder, head, shoulder, and then a big push down. So be mindful. Two options here. It's either going sideways and we're going to break out even more, or shoulder, head, shoulder, we're going to push down. So have to be careful. If you went long yesterday, which was fine, you need to take profit, manage to trade right now.